Tamar Kirschner, Program Coordinator for the Library Technology Program at Diablo Valley College. Today I have the privilege of hosting our 2021 virtual graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Library Technology faculty and our entire library department, we are so pleased to honor our students and their accomplishments. Welcome, graduates and guests. Our 2021 graduates come to us from various backgrounds and phases of their careers and lives, representing the LT program ideal of lifelong learning, as well as perseverance through previously unimagined hardships and obstacles. To open our ceremony, I borrow some wisdom from the poet Alberto Rios to share with you in excerpts from his poem entitled A House Called Tomorrow, which I believe speaks to this passage through an important milestone, particularly in such a time as we have found ourselves these past many months. You are 100 wild centuries, bringing with you, in every breath and in every step, everyone who has come before you, the mothers of your mother, the fathers of your father. You are the good who has come forward through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise. What we bring finally into the new day, every day, is ourselves. And that's all we need to start. That's everything we require to keep going. Look back only for as long as you must. Then go forward into the history you will make. Be good, then be better. Make us proud. Make yourself proud. And those who came before you, when you hear thunder, hear it as their applause. Next up, I give you the applause and well wishes of DVC faculty and staff.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Diablo Valley College Library, I wish to extend our congratulations to this year's graduates of the Library Technology program. Although we won't get to watch you walk across the stage to receive your diploma, your graduation nonetheless is a major achievement. In fact, your well-deserved success is even more notable and meaningful as you have accomplished it during a pandemic, because you maintained your focus, remained persistent, and were unyielding in your determination. You have achieved a major milestone. We are very proud of your achievement. Way to go.
Congratulations, Library Technology graduates, you made it. I celebrate your determination and creativity in reaching your goals. This is not an ordinary graduation. You faced many challenges the past year. Thank you for letting me be part of your learning experience. I'm really proud of you. Thank you.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Yay, I am so happy because today you are graduating. And I know that has not been an easy accomplishment, especially with all the challenges of this year. So I can't even begin to tell you how amazed and proud I am for you to make it to this point. And I know I haven't had a chance to teach all of you, but across the board, every library technology student I've ever met or worked with has been an amazing person. And I'm so excited for you to go out into the world and share what you've learned and share who you are wherever you end up. Whatever library, school, or wherever you work, will be so lucky to have you. I know you to be kind, caring, compassionate, engaged, intelligent people, and I'm so excited for you. Congratulations again, and best of luck.
I am pleased now to introduce our 2021 commencement speaker, Dorothy Lazard. I am lucky to call Dorothy a favorite former colleague and friend, and I value the memories I share with her, including the weeks we camped on the beach in Baja with a large crew of friends who we subjected to our high-stakes beach trivia competitions. Think Survivor Meets Jeopardy, created by librarians. Dorothy is the head librarian of the Oakland History Center, a research unit of the Oakland Public Library that maintains collections that tell of the social, political, economic, demographic, and artistic development of the East Bay. Besides providing quality reference service, mounting popular exhibits, and writing blogs on local history, Dorothy hosts a popular local history series each fall that recently went online as a mini-series of the Check Your Shelf podcast. Public librarianship is a second career for Dorothy. Before coming to the Oakland Public Library, she worked at UC Berkeley, running 2 small campus libraries alone, the Counseling and Psychological Services Library during the 1980s and the Women's Resource Center Library throughout the 1990s. She holds a master's degree in Library and Information Studies from UC Berkeley and a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Nonfiction from Goucher College in Baltimore. Her writing has appeared in The Public Library, a photographic essay by Robert Dawson, Oakland Noir, and the Oakland Heritage Alliance News, to which she contributes regularly. Presenting Dorothy Lazard.
Hello, and thank you for welcoming me to share in your commencement today. I want to thank my friend Tamar for inviting me to speak to you. And I wish I could meet you all, but COVID has other plans for us. As Tamar mentioned in her introduction, I currently work at the Oakland Public Library, where I manage what is basically the city's archives. In the nearly 40 years I've worked as a librarian, I've worked with a lot of people, seen a lot of trends in the field, and gained a lot of insights about this constantly evolving occupation. Before my career really gained traction, I worked for about 4 months as a library tech at Contra Costa College. My job was to check catalog records, basically do data entry with a little catalog record checking thrown in. I worked a few nights a week in what felt like the bowels of the library, a windowless room. And I left that part-time job feeling, as many people did at the time, that library tech work was drudgery and that tech folks were squirreled away, typing, filing, shelving, rarely seeing any of their coworkers or even less of the public. I left that job not understanding what possibilities there were in the paraprofessional field. In the past year, library workers across the country have been asked to take on new responsibilities, to work in different capacities and at different work sites. At Oakland Public, we librarians have been charged with doing the work of our paraprofessional colleagues, and I've been humbled by all our library aides and assistants do to keep the library running smoothly. I've learned during this challenging pandemic year how a library is built, how its structure sustains our operations, which in turn sustains our communities. Of all the lessons I've learned and will carry with me is that no matter how exalted the professional librarian class is, no matter how much attention they get, the library aides and assistants are playing several important roles in the library's daily operations. They hold up our libraries in important and commendable ways. They can be found working at circulation desk, in acquisitions and cataloging departments, in programming, community relations, and outreach services. They provide reference assistance. They act as museum curatorial aides. They are increasingly relied upon to perform those jobs that were once available in more robust library staffs. The work, if done well, is largely invisible. It's dozens of essential elements that's folded into the operations of a well-run library. Our libraries today are and have always been built on a steady and reliable foundation of library tech labor. And as you've likely learned in this program, that work calls for much more than technical skills, computer literacy, or a degree. One of the most curious encounters I've had during my career is people coming up to me and saying, with all the respect that they can muster, that they would love to work in a library because they love books and they love to read. And now, while those drives are what draw people to the profession, I found that the most essential tool for a successful library career is the ability to work with people. Librarianship is as much art as it is science. To thrive in the field, one has to like people, to understand them, work well with them, learn how to communicate and negotiate, to listen and to cooperate. While the degree you're being granted today may be deemed paraprofessional, please remember, no matter where you land, that the labor you provide your library makes you an essential worker. If you take away anything from that, from what I'm saying today, remember that there's a world of possibility open to you, and I welcome you to it. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dorothy. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, I will present our graduates, beginning with those earning their Associate in Science degrees. Logan Meek. Logan began taking classes at DVC in fall 2019. He started out as an engineering major, but following his interests in databases and information organization, he transitioned to computer information systems and library technology. Logan's favorite class was information literacy and research skills, which he thought was a great introduction to the library technology program. His professors have found him to be an upbeat and supportive member of the classroom community, contributing thoughtful responses in discussions and assignments. Because of COVID, he and his family moved back to Wisconsin, and he completed the majority of his LT coursework remotely from there. He has just wrapped up a virtual internship at Diablo Vista Middle School in Danville, which he enjoyed very much. He found it really interesting to see what kinds of books appeal to middle schoolers and to try his hand at procuring materials that students would enjoy. He was gratified to see that Diary of a Wimpy Kid is still extremely popular, as it was in his middle school days. Logan has plans to work in a library in the future, and that's as much as he knows for now. Logan Meek. Carly Roderick. Carly began attending DVC in the fall 2020 semester, having already completed over half of her degree requirements at Spokane Falls Community College when she lived in Washington. Her favorite LT class was Introduction to Information Organization and Management with Linda Daub. Carly raves that Linda is a superb animated professor, and what she learned in this class was incredibly useful. Every Saturday during Zoom class, Carly found herself cracking up about idiosyncrasies and subject headings in authority records. She completed an internship spring semester at Golden View Elementary School in San Ramon with Christine Sharrock. While COVID restrictions presented issues with her working in person, Christine found creative ways for her to work from home and in the library on weekends. Carly says the lessons she learned are invaluable, and she thanks Christine from the bottom of her heart. For Christine's part, she says that having Carly on the Golden View Library team has been an absolute pleasure. She was a delight to work with, demonstrating flexibility in the strange circumstances of this school year, willing to take on anything asked of her, and working diligently and independently whenever needed. She brought a level of professionalism and competence to the library, which, quite simply, bodes well for her future success. Carly, who has been a stay-at-home parent for the last 13 years, plans to find a part-time job working in a library setting once her children go back to school this August. Carly Roderick. Finally, our graduates earning a Certificate of Achievement in Library Technology. Joni Anders. Joni began the Library Technology program summer 2019 after 19 years of being out of college. When she came across the DVC LT program, she remembered that as a kid she had wanted to be a librarian when she grew up, and now here she is. In her time here, Joni especially enjoyed creating a LibGuide in Amelie Brown's reference and research course about the author Charlaine Harris, which Amelie describes as beautiful. Her concluding paragraph statement sums up her approach perfectly. She says, "It has also been rewarding to help some of my classmates get their LibGuide started and answer some of their questions. Hopefully one day I can use these skills to make informational LibGuides for a library as part of my next career as a library technician or assistant." She also enjoyed creating a website showing remote library access services during shelter in place as part of a group project for her Access and Technical Services class, which she began last spring face-to-face and ended up fully online. Her professors have appreciated that in spite of keeping a low profile, Joni could be found patiently assisting her fellow students with tips on how to navigate the technology. This past semester, Joni completed a self-directed remote internship for the DVC Library and LT program, which she has found very interesting. Her main projects included doing research, catalog maintenance, and book selection, which she enjoyed because shopping for books is her second favorite activity after reading books. Joni did a really nice job with a keen, detail-oriented eye for accuracy and consistency of data, which was a wonderful service to us. She is looking forward to getting a part-time job at a local public library as facilities open back up and continuing on at DVC for her Associate of Science degree. She plans to, quote, retire in about 5 years and begin working at a library full-time. Joni Anders. Lema Hader. Lema's student ID number is so old that it is a digit shorter than everyone else's in the program. That's because she took her first DVC classes during summers when she was in high school. According to Lema, Facebook listening devices heard her talking about some library volunteer work, and the next thing she knew, she was getting ads inviting her to like the DVC LT program Facebook page. Lema learned the most in her Access and Technical Services class with me and cataloging with Linda Daub. Her very first class was with Linda, and on the first day she was unable to log into the computer. She felt the pressure to prove herself from then on. The most memorable thing about Lema's LT experience is that overnight last spring, about a month into the semester, the world stayed home and everything went online. It was interesting for her going online as a student and as a teacher herself. Lema's professors have been impressed with her dedication and persistence as she herself taught classes remotely, having recently returned to college and moved suddenly online during a pandemic. Yet through it all, she maintained her focus and took care of all of her responsibilities, maintaining her sense of humor and joy. Those of us who had the pleasure of face-to-face interactions with her walked away with more energy and optimism. This last semester, she has been a virtual intern at the Pleasant Hill Public Library. She has learned so much about local libraries and how much they do for the community. Who knows what the future will bring, but whoever gets to work with her is very fortunate indeed. Lema Hader. Rebecca Hicks. Rebecca learned about the LT program at an all-staff training day at her job as a library aide for the Contra Costa County Library and decided to enroll together with a few of her coworkers. She completed the entire LT certificate in 2 semesters, and she really enjoyed it. One of Rebecca's favorite classes was Digital Assets with Jackie J, because she found it different from any other class, and she loved learning about how to digitize and preserve old or rare items. She also really enjoyed the children's literature class she took, which introduced her to many new authors and perspectives. Attending the LT program fully online, Rebecca loved seeing everyone's pets making appearances in class Zoom meetings. Classmates and professors enjoyed seeing Rebecca's smiling face on Zoom, where she brought enthusiasm and valuable insights from her work life. Rebecca currently works at the Lafayette Library and Learning Center and plans to continue to work for public libraries in the future. Rebecca Hicks. Lindsay Jump. Lindsay started at DVC fall semester of 2019, having enrolled at the advice of a friend who works at the Benicia Library. She had been volunteering at her daughter's elementary school library and finding the experience so rewarding that she wanted to pursue a career in library technology. As her classes began, she was volunteering full-time at the elementary school library, which later also served as her internship site. The school librarian was set to retire at the end of the year, so she mentored Lindsay, giving her some first-hand experience and really rallying around her. Unsurprisingly, to those who know her, Lindsay was hired for the school librarian position in fall 2020. Lindsay says that she found all the library tech classes to be wonderful, and she really enjoyed getting to know the professors, who were so knowledgeable and presented information in unique and user-friendly ways. Amelie recalls her beautifully designed LibGuide about Frida Kahlo, intended for an upper elementary school audience. Lindsay struck the perfect balance between mentioning the tragic aspects of Frida's life and celebrating Frida's art. In all of her classes, Lindsay excelled and took on leadership roles, helping me out with Zoom Tech, for instance, and agreeing to be my co-host to help manage the Zoom classroom. Doing group projects online was a weird experience for Lindsay. However, she thought it was neat that she and her classmates were still able to connect with each other and produce some great work. Lindsay now knows for sure that she wants to remain either a K-5 school librarian or a children's librarian at a public library. She feels so much joy seeing the excitement and curiosity that comes from kids at that level entering the library and getting to check out books and feel comfortable in that environment. Lindsay Jump. Barbara Lizaraha. Barbara enrolled in the LT program in spring 2018 after visiting the Benicia Public Library and speaking with a helpful librarian about her interest in working for a library. The librarian recommended going back to school, and now here she is, fulfilling a life goal. She completed her coursework while working full-time for a law firm in San Francisco as a receptionist and head liaison, shelving and locating law books. Barbara delighted in all of her classes and learned so much from each of her LT professors. Her first class was cataloging with Linda Daub, who helped her to learn and understand the topic in the straightforward way that she teaches. She is inspired to one day visit the Library of Congress, where Linda once worked. Both in person and online, Barbara clearly articulated the questions she had, which helped all of us as we navigated through courses together. In reference and research, Barbara completed a LibGuide about the ancient library of Alexandria. Her curiosity and interest came through in all the work she submitted and in the sparkle in her eyes when she presented to the class. She enjoyed her internship at Charlotte Wood Middle School in Danville. The teacher librarian, Wendy Cunningham, taught her the skills necessary for today's library technicians, such as ordering print and electronic materials, inventorying, covering new books, shelving, and even helping to organize and assist in curbside book drives. Wendy sends Barbara her congratulations on her hard work and perseverance, especially during COVID. Although her instructional videos weren't the best, Wendy says, Barbara always got the job done. Barbara plans to work in a library setting in the future. Barbara Lizaraha. Alice Wong. Alice works in an elementary school library in Walnut Creek and started taking LT courses at DVC in summer 2018 after other librarians in her district recommended the program to her. Due to family life and her work schedule, she was initially only able to fit in one course per semester. But when all coursework went fully online, she registered for more courses and quickly completed the program. Alice also responded to the sudden closures last year by collaborating within her library network to develop strategies to continue serving the students. She credits her daughter with teaching her about new technologies for remote learning. Alice has especially appreciated my Access and Technical Services class, as well as Amanda's storytelling class, because she felt that the content of these two courses applied directly to her job. Amanda says she loved having Alice in class as she has so much experience and knowledge to share. I too appreciated her expertise and willingness to share it, as when she presented the Destiny catalog and tidal wave ordering system to classmates on Zoom while we were exploring collection development. Amanda recalls that Alice has excellent taste in school-age picture books, introducing to the class such gems as The Very Impatient Caterpillar, which was a hilarious yet fact-filled book about the butterfly's life cycle, and Thank You, Oma, which she performed for the class, making everyone hungry, as it is a story of a woman who cooks a stew so delicious that the scent entices an entire neighborhood to drop in for a bowl. Alice's professors believe she is a fantastic asset to any library she works in. It would seem that her district is aware of this, as she recently earned the honor of Employee of the Year. Alice Wong. Graduates who were not able to participate today that we also honor: Philip Hannon, Priscilla Coons, Hilda Miller, Zara Murati, Pedro Perez, David Ryder, and Robert Ann Smiley. To the Library Technology class of 2021, many congratulations. We wish you the best of luck on your next adventure.